Imagine eating the exact same plate of food as someone else, but your body stores it straight as belly fat while theirs burns it off. This is not about luck, and it is not about your willpower. It comes down to one single, tiny decision you make before you even start chewing. If you, for example, eat the potato on your plate first, you trigger a rapid insulin spike that chemically locks your fat cells for hours. But if you eat the meat or the vegetables first, that lock never closes. Same calories. Two completely different signals to your body. Belly fat is not a calorie story. It is a story of wrong eating habits. What changes if you simply alter the daily signals and eating habits just a little bit? Your metabolism finally stops hoarding energy around your organs and instead naturally opens the gates to your fat stores. The best part is, you do not need to starve yourself to make this happen. You just need to know how to trigger these physical switches. Keep watching, because once you understand how these 6 simple habits work, you will never have to fight your own body again. And you will discover a bizarrely simple overnight rule that practically forces your system to melt visceral fat while you sleep. And it all begins with your very first bite. Look at your plate. It has chicken, broccoli, and rice. Most people just mix it all together or grab whatever their fork lands on first. But your digestive system does not see a mixed meal. It is a waiting line, and whatever enters your mouth first sets the tone. If you start with that rice, those rapid carbohydrates quickly break down into glucose. Your blood sugar spikes. To protect your body, your pancreas immediately floods your bloodstream with insulin. And as we established, insulin is the ultimate storage signal. As long as it is high, the doors to your fat cells are chemically locked. The first habit is stupidly simple. Same meal, different first bite, different body signal. Eat the chicken and the broccoli first. Why does this change everything? Protein and fiber take a long time to digest. They act like a physical brake inside your stomach. They slow down the emptying of your stomach and line your intestines. When you eventually eat the rice at the end of the meal, the glucose cannot rush into your blood. It enters slowly, like a gentle stream instead of a tidal wave. Your insulin stays flat. And because it stays flat, the lock on your belly fat stays open. You ate the exact same food, but you bypass the storage signal entirely. Let us look at how you start your morning. What you eat and drink right after waking up actively programs your hunger and energy levels for the next 12 hours. When you wake up, your body's naturally dehydrated. If you immediately drink a coffee with sugar or eat a quick breakfast of toast, jam, or cereals, you set a trap for the rest of your day. This sugar enters your empty system almost instantly. Your blood sugar spikes, your body releases insulin to clear it, and shortly after, your blood sugar crashes back down. Suddenly, you are fighting off brain fog while trying to focus on your work at your desk, and you feel like you need a sweet snack just to be productive again. But biologically, you are trapped in a craving chain that you started hours ago. This is why the second new habit is to change what you put into your body first thing in the morning. Instead of starting the day with carbohydrates and sugar, you want to fuel your body with pure protein and fiber. If you eat breakfast, swap the toast and sweeten muesli for eggs, a handful of nuts, or plain Greek yogurt. Did you know that protein takes hours to digest? It enters your system slowly and steadily. Because of this, your blood sugar stays stable and your insulin levels do not rise. When your insulin stays flat, the biological lock on your fat cells remains wide open. Your body still needs energy to get you through the morning, but since it has no fresh sugar to burn, it has only one option. It pulls that energy directly from your belly fat. Now let us look at what you drink throughout the day. Many people eat much better than they think, but they drink far worse than they realize. Think about your daily liquids: a glass of orange juice with breakfast, a sweetened iced tea with lunch, a latte with syrup in the afternoon, or even a glass of wine or beer in the evening. You might only count the calories in these drinks, or maybe you do not track them at all because they do not feel like a meal. But in your body, these liquid calories trigger a completely different biological process than solid food. When you eat an apple, the fiber slowly releases the natural sugar into your system over several hours. But when you drink apple juice, all that protective fiber is gone. The liquid sugar passes through your stomach in minutes and hits your digestive system like a tidal wave. From there, it goes straight to your liver. Think of your liver as your body's central sorting station. It is responsible for processing everything you swallow. When this massive flood of liquid sugar arrives all at once, your liver hits a bottleneck. It simply cannot process that much quick energy at the same time. Since your immediate energy needs are already met, the liver has only one choice left. It quickly converts the excess sugar into fat and stores it right next door, directly around your organs as visceral belly fat. If you drink alcohol, this bottleneck becomes even worse. Your liver treats alcohol as a toxin and stops everything else to break it down. While your liver is busy processing alcohol, your entire fat-burning metabolism is put on hold. To stop this fat-storing bottleneck, we need our third habit: stop drinking your calories. Turn water, black coffee, or plain tea into your default choices. When you stop flooding your sorting station with liquid sugar, you cut off the direct pipeline to your belly fat. Many people do not eat massive portions, but their belly fat keeps growing. If this is happening to you, look at the times between your meals. Our fourth habit is about a Japanese concept called ma, which simply means the beauty of the conscious gap. In our modern eating culture, we have completely destroyed this gap. Even if you eat clean, healthy food, you might constantly interrupt your day with tiny energy inputs. A handful of nuts at 10 a.m., a splash of milk in your coffee at 2 p.m., a protein bar at 4 p.m., or just a single cracker while cooking dinner. You think these tiny bites do not matter because they are small. But to your body, even a tiny bite means it has to immediately stop burning fat and start digesting. The moment even a single crumb of food or a sip of milk enters your stomach, your pancreas has to immediately start working again and release insulin to process it. We remember when insulin is active, your fat cells are locked shut. So if you snack every 2 hours, your insulin levels never get a chance to fall back to zero. You keep the fat-burning doors locked all day long. That is why our fourth habit is practicing this concept of ma, the conscious, unbroken gap between your meals. Aim for 3 solid meals a day with absolutely nothing but water, black coffee, or plain tea in between. You do not need to starve or go on an extreme fast. You just need to give your body a clean 3 to 4 hour window of physiological silence. When you stop constantly forcing your body to digest, your system can finally unlock those stubborn fat cells and burn them for energy. Now, even if you keep these clean gaps between your meals, there is another daily routine that completely alters how your body processes your food: your stress level during the meal. Think about your typical lunch. Are you replying to work emails, scrolling through news on your phone, or swallowing your food in a rush while standing in the kitchen? To your nervous system, this multitasking turns eating into a stress event. This triggers an internal biological conflict. Your body releases cortisol, the primary stress hormone. When cortisol is high, your digestion slows down dramatically because your body wants to direct all its energy toward managing the stress. Because you are rushed and distracted, you barely chew. You swallow large, unchewed pieces of food quickly. This puts a massive mechanical burden on your stomach, leading to bloating, heavy digestion, and acid reflux. Furthermore, because you eat so fast, you easily bypass your natural satiety window. By the time your brain finally realizes you are full, you have already overeaten. And because of the elevated cortisol, those rushed calories are guided directly into your visceral belly fat tissue. This is why our fifth habit is a double win for your health. Decouple your meals from stress and focus on chewing. For the first 10 minutes of your meal, put your phone away, close your browser, and consciously chew your food. Aim to chew each bite 20 to 30 times. This simple change brings enormous health benefits. Thorough chewing pre-digests your food in your mouth with saliva. This takes a massive workload off your stomach, virtually eliminating bloating and gas. It also physically forces you to eat slower, giving your satiety hormones the necessary 20 minutes to reach your brain. You naturally eat smaller portions, feel incredibly light after the meal, and prevent the hormone surge that drives fat straight into your belly. Now we arrive at the final part of your day, your evening meal. Just as your breakfast programs your morning, your last meal determines whether your night becomes a recovery phase or a 12-hour digestion shift. Think about a typical late evening. You sit on the couch, watch a show, and grab a late-night snack. Maybe some chips, a piece of chocolate, toast, or a glass of beer or wine right before bed. You might think your body can simply process this energy while you sleep. But biologically, this late intake creates supreme chaos. When you sleep, your body is supposed to enter a state of deep cellular repair and fat release. But if your stomach is full of heavy, highly processed food or alcohol, your liver, pancreas, and digestive tract have to work overtime. Your insulin spikes, your blood sugar fluctuates throughout the night, and your sleep quality gets heavily disrupted. And because your insulin is constantly elevated during the night, the physiological doors to your fat stores are padlocked shut. Your body has no chance to access your belly fat for energy while you sleep. This is why our sixth habit is a simple, highly effective timing rule: the strict 12-hour window of overnight rest. The rule is incredibly simple. Do not consume any calories for 12 hours between your last bite of dinner and your first bite of breakfast the next morning. If you finish your last meal at 7 p.m., do not eat or drink anything containing calories until 7 a.m. What happens inside your body when you strictly follow this overnight rest? During the first few hours of sleep, your body finishes digesting your dinner. Around the 6 to 8 hour mark, your insulin levels finally drop to absolute zero. Because your insulin is completely flat, the molecular padlock on your fat cells snaps wide open. Your body still needs energy to keep your heart beating, your lungs breathing, and your brain repairing itself during the night. Since it has no fresh food coming in, your system has only one source left. It is forced to feed on your visceral belly fat while you sleep. By simply creating this clean 12-hour gap every night, you naturally turn your sleep into a highly efficient, effortless, fat-burning engine. It is not about eating less. It is about sending the right body signals. And it all begins with your very next bite.